Hello Tigers and welcome to Week 32, Activity 2. Today we're going to do things a little different. Yesterday you had all your high frequency words, so you already have all 10 of them. Today we are going to talk about a few things. Let's get started, shall we? We've learned how to listen for the sounds in words, including vowel sounds. For this activity you will listen for the vowel sounds in the words I say and say whether the vowel sound is short or long. We already know that the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And we also know that sometimes the letter Y stands for a vowel sound at the end of a word. Alright? So listen to these words. If I say the word list, I hear I. The sound I is the short sound for I. Now we'll do one together. The word is neat. Say the word neat. Let's say the vowel sound in neat. What vowel do you hear in neat? E. We hear E. Is that the short or the long E sound? Right, the long sound. The next word, let's keep going. The word is lane. What vowel sound do you hear in lane? We hear the A sound, and that is the long A sound, the long sound for the letter A. Let's see if you can do another one. The word is crumb. My cookie fell and I dropped a crumb. Say the word crumb. What vowel sound do you hear? We hear Is that the short sound or the long sound? It's the letter U, but it's the short sound for the letter U. Have you noticed that long sounds just say their name? Long A, long E, long I, long O, long U, which is kind of like an ooh, which we're going to practice today in Space Camp. So let's work some more with these sounds, because we've done this all year long in many different ways. I just want to bring it all together and point out that the most important part of reading is identifying the vowel sounds. Long, short, or sometimes vowel teams. Let's check that out. We call those advanced phonics, don't we? Different sounds in each syllable, because we know, my friends, what do we know about syllables? They have their own vowel sound. Some vowels are together and they stay together. So let's look at that today. So this sound spelling card with the acorn is for the A sound. We did this A sound in phonics camp. Do you remember? The key sentence for the A sound, target sound was A. The keyword sentence was, look on that wall if you don't know. I think it's right above Miss Daniels over there if she's in small group. What is that sound? What is that sentence? As he plays? No, he came to play with the 8 great trains on the table. Lots of spellings for that A sound, aren't they? And we could have multiple A sounds in one word. Something we do know, though, is this pattern here, and Genesis really likes this pattern. This is the A separated E pattern. So we can take the beginning sound off, and in take, we have A consonant E, or A separated E. When that's in a syllable, it stays together in that syllable, like cupcake. It's not another syllable just because of that vowel, so we're going to talk about that vowel consonant E syllable, because those stay together. If you may have noticed that as we were breaking our words apart into syllables recently. It's important to know that all long sounds have a vowel separated E pattern that says the long sound. And in order for that to be a vowel separated E, it has to stay together. So I know when we've been saying our 2 questions, how many vowels do you see? Are they separated or apart? Sometimes we see them separated, but they're only separated by one consonant, so it makes this pattern. So it's important to recognize that when we're breaking our words in pieces. And we're going to practice that today. We can't leave off our other sound spelling cards for the O and the U sound with that pattern, O separated E, U separated E, making the long O and the long U sound, along with everything else that makes those sounds, right? So let's practice. You see this word, we're going to ask our two questions, and then we're going to think about vowel separated E pattern and see what happens, all right? So in this word, let's ask our two questions. How many vowels do you see? Are they together or apart? Well, I see this A here, that's a vowel, and I see this E here, that's a vowel, and I also know that Y at the end of a word is a vowel sound, right? So what I need to say is, how many vowels do you see? Are they separated or apart? I need to look more close at this word to decide if the E is part of the separated E or if it's part of a final stable E syllable. So I'm going to move this frame around this suffix. A suffix is something we add to the end of a word to change its meaning. So this is suffix li. Did you notice that? So I know that's a syllable by itself. Suffixes are by themselves. Then I'm going to look at this other vowel really closely. Look really closely. What do you see? What pattern do you see? A separated E. So this is part of a syllable. So all of this is a syllable. So it's one syllable, even though it has two vowels. And they're kind of separated, but do you notice they're separated in the vowel separated E pattern? They have to be separated, don't they? Because it's a vowel consonant E, it's going to maintain that pattern. Turn off this pen. I don't want that pen on. I want to move this line. Sorry about that. I'm trying to move this line. It's being a little persnickety. All right, so I would divide this word into two syllables. The first syllable is late. The second syllable is li. So we're not always going to write our words to break them down in syllables. We need to start seeing these automatically and recognizing, yes, where are the vowels? Are they separated or apart? But also, where are the vowel patterns that we know? Like A separated E, vowel separated E, right? So let's look at some more of those. Or a chunk, ing, right? Do you see these vowels? Do you see these patterns? There are two vowels, and they're separated, but they're only separated by one letter. So they're going to stay together in that E separated E pattern. And that's going to be one syllable. So I would, my two syllables in this word, read them with me. Read the first syllable. It's going to make the E sound. Go ahead. Eve, ning. All right. You're going to have time to practice this in a minute. In this next word, see this O-P-E. So we look at this first syllable. This first syllable is use. The second syllable is less. And that second syllable is actually a suffix, isn't it? That means without. So this stays together. You may also notice right here, so use, less. Okay, now it's your turn. For this activity, you will notice this page in your, or a copy of this page is in your Seesaw activity for Foundations 2. This is your evidence. You did a lot of listening to me today, and you played along and said some words, but mostly you just listened. So now it's your turn. What I want you to do is go to Seesaw and create a word tile for each of these words. When you create your word tile, what I want you to do is, instead of writing unripe on your tile like that, I want you to write it like this on the tile. So I want you to break it apart into syllables so I can see that one of your syllables or chunks here actually has a final E-T. If you're going to use this word, rather than just using this letter tile, I want you to create a new letter tile that has, and I'll create the new letter tile, Control-C, Control-V, put this one back. Because I didn't make letter tiles for you, you're just going to have a picture. And when you make your letter tile in Seesaw, it's going to be with two syllables. So I'll see proudly. And I'll know you put it here because I see that vowel team in this syllable. All right? Here, you can tell me, but I can see it. You can tell me that here's why you put it in the final E column because one of the syllables has a final E syllable. If you put it here, it means one of your syllables in your word has a vowel team. All right? So have fun with this over in Seesaw. Toodaloo, Tigers, you do know what to do. Don't forget your reading progress today, right? After you're done with this sort, read it to me. That's your evidence for today. Toodaloo, Tigers, not much to do in Edpuzzle. Head over to Seesaw and sort it. Don't forget to chunk it.